Hello! Welcome back to the Taekook News Channel. Today, we will discuss a story that always melts the hearts of armies. A story about two people who found each other in silence, touched each other without words, and loved each other in their own way. This is about how Taehyung, BTS's V, slowly but lovingly did small things that meant so much to make Jungkook fall in love with him. The relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook isn't something that can be explained in ordinary words. It's not just a typical bromance, nor is it merely a friendship on stage. There's depth in every interaction they have, and often, the things Taehyung does feel like poetry in motion. He never forces anything. He's just there, loving in silence. Let's start with that gaze. Many assume it's just a fleeting glance on stage. But for those who notice, Taehyung's gaze on Jungkook always carries deeper meaning. When Jungkook speaks, Taehyung looks at him as if the rest of the world no longer matters. A gaze that dispels doubt, that whispers sincerity. A gaze that reveals, "I'm here just for you." It doesn't stop there. The small, seemingly insignificant touches become an emotional bridge between them. Taehyung often gently touches Jungkook's arm, brushes away his falling hair, or simply touches his shoulder as he passes by. These touches aren't just physical. They are acknowledgement, comfort, and feelings that don't need to be spoken. Then there are the sweet things Taehyung does. Things not everyone knows about. He often prepares small gifts for Jungkook. They're not always expensive, but they're always meaningful. Like the friendship bracelet they wear discreetly, or the small doll Taehyung gave him during a tour. All of these seem to scream, "I remember you. I think of you." Behind the scenes, Jungkook once mentioned that Taehyung is the kind of person who always knows when he needs someone to talk to. When the world feels heavy, Taehyung will appear, whether with a silly joke or just sitting quietly beside him. His presence is soothing. And sometimes that's love, not about words, but about who stays by your side without being asked. There are also moments when Taehyung spontaneously praises Jungkook. Not in the form of excessive flattery, but more of genuine admiration. Like when he said, "Jungkook has a unique way of seeing the world." The words came out so sincerely, as if he were describing someone he truly admires, or even loves. What makes this story even more touching is how Taehyung never tries to change Jungkook. He loves Jungkook as he is, with all his introverted traits, his unique way of thinking, and his perfectionist attitude. Taehyung doesn't demand Jungkook to be more open, but instead makes him feel comfortable being himself. And over time, we see a slow but steady transformation in how Jungkook views Taehyung. From being shy at first, Jungkook now often steals glances, returns touches, and smiles with eyes that can't lie. The love that was once silent is now daring to show itself. Taehyung is also often the reason Jungkook laughs in the midst of the immense pressure of his career. Taehyung knows how to turn Jungkook's gloomy days into colorful ones. Whether through funny impersonations, his deep voice suddenly singing children's songs, or even his eccentric fashion sense that makes Jungkook laugh until he covers his face. There was one unforgettable moment, during a concert in Seoul, when Taehyung, after singing the emotional part of his song, spontaneously walked toward Jungkook and held his hand. Jungkook was surprised but didn't let go. They looked into each other's eyes. On that huge stage, in front of thousands of people, the world seemed to shrink down to just the two of them. Not only during happy times, but even in difficult moments, Taehyung was there for Jungkook. When Jungkook lost his confidence, Taehyung was the first to embrace him without saying a word. That hug wasn't just a source of strength, it was an unspoken promise. "I'm with you. Always." And who could forget how Taehyung quietly created a song that, though it didn't explicitly mention a name, had lyrics that felt so personal, as if only one person had inspired them. ARMY, of course, caught that hidden message. A song filled with longing, admiration, and deep love. Even in casual moments, such as when they are live streaming or playing games together, the intimacy they share feels very natural. It's not forced. There's no script. Just two hearts that are comfortable together, who know each other's boundaries, but also know how to touch each other's hearts in the gentlest way. When asked who is closest to him in the group, Jungkook often mentions Taehyung's name, with a small smile that's hard to hide. And in Jungkook's eyes, there's genuine admiration. Like someone who has found a home within another person. They aren't the type of couple who often display affection. But it's in the silence and small gestures that their love speaks. In this glittering world, Taehyung and Jungkook are an example that true love doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it just needs to be felt. And perhaps that's why so many armies believe in the magic between them. Because Taehyung doesn't try to charm Jungkook with flashy gestures. He simply is himself, sincere, attentive, and tirelessly present for the one he loves. There's one thing no one who's followed BTS's journey from the start can overlook. The way Taehyung looks at Jungkook when no one else is watching. In the crowd, when the cameras shift focus, or amidst the members' laughter, Taehyung often steals those moments, looking at Jungkook as if to make sure he's okay. It's not just any glance. It's the gaze of someone afraid of losing. Sometimes love isn't seen in hugs or sweet words. Sometimes love is hidden in simple things, like when Taehyung chooses to sit next to Jungkook on the plane, even though there are more comfortable seats available. Or when he willingly waits for Jungkook to finish his night practice just to go home together. No one asked him to do that. But a heart that loves always knows how to stay close. Once in an interview when Jungkook talked about the future, Taehyung just looked at him with a small smile, as if imagining that future together. There was a brief silence afterward, but it was precisely there that the strength of their bond was felt. No words were needed. Trust was enough. Their relationship grew not from perfection, but from how they learned to accept each other. Taehyung, with his spontaneous and imaginative nature. Jungkook, with his calmness often mistaken for coldness. But both found a way to complement each other, to fill each other's gaps. Like two puzzle pieces finally fitting together. Taehyung is also known as someone who deeply appreciates art, and he often shows his artwork to Jungkook first, before anyone else sees it. Perhaps for some people, that's ordinary. But for Taehyung, revealing his deepest self to Jungkook alone is a form of trust not everyone can earn. It's a sign that Jungkook is more than just a friend. When they perform on stage, the energy between them is always different. Their movements seem programmed to draw closer to each other, even without realizing it. When the music stops, their eyes often seek each other out. And when they finally meet, the world around them seems to fade away. It's not just fan service. It's the body language of two people who know each other so well. A love story that grows from togetherness, from mutual trust, from small moments that quietly bear witness to how deep those feelings are. The story of Taekook is a reminder that true love doesn't always need grand declarations. It only needs a heart that stays strong, through joy and sorrow. From deep gazes, gentle touches, small gifts, to a soothing presence. Everything Taehyung does isn't to captivate the world. It's for one person, Jungkook. And from there, we know that true love doesn't need a grand stage. It only needs two hearts that choose each other. Thank you for watching this episode on Taekook News. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you believe in love like Taekook. Love that grows quietly, and quietly changes everything.